Okay, good evening, everybody. I am Ramatu Kliye. Anybody who is Nigerian will understand that those combination of names are weird, right? Usually, before I introduce myself, I say a lot of stories, but I realized I was wearing too many hats and I needed to bring it to one. So I am a storyteller, and I run Shades of Us, which is a storytelling organization. When you look at it, it has various shades of brown, like one that I'm wearing right now, and it's representative of Africa, Africans, and people of African descent. We are excited about the idea that what we think we are is how we act, is how we contribute to society, and so the idea is to change our perceptions of who we are. We have a lot of things that are affecting us. There's colonialism, there's the idea that black isn't equal, and then when you break that down a little bit, there's the idea that women are not equal to men. There's also the idea that our societies are patriarchal, most of our African societies. So the problem we saw was that this is not good if we want to improve our society. So if we think that we are unequal, we would act in that way and we will contribute that way. Men carry the bulk of the work when you think about social norms. Men work, women stay at home, or women work in the home and it's unpaid. And so we wondered, how can we change the social norm so that people think that I am as important, I'm whole, I'm complete, and I can contribute to the society. And that way, we are all working towards improving our society. This has a ripple effect because thinking doesn't just stay where it is. Men make more money, women make less, meaning that, for example, Christine's program, if women make less money, they might be less willing to leave an abusive situation. Someone who has a mental health issue might not be able to go and seek help or assistance. So that was a problem. And women suffer it more, and I've seen it clearly because I'll talk about children in a bit, but women especially, this was taken at an IDP camp, internally displaced people's camp. And all of these women were displaced. We had to provide sanitary pads to them at a point. And because there is no financial stability, it affects them very well. But children are not left out. In abusive situation, the lesser you are in community, the more the abuse goes. So men have power, and then when women have power, it sometimes trickles to the children. The abuse trickles to them. And so we wanted the idea that children are people too, whole, complete, and themselves people. And the group that's completely almost treated with apathy and what have you are people with disability. Sometimes they blame you and they don't think you have anything to contribute to society. So we also wanted to include them because we believe that just because I have a disability does not mean I cannot contribute to society and to the growth of society. And our general idea is that if we are equal, if we treat people equally, we would improve our society. And so our goal is to say every single person, everyone matters, everyone is equal, and we must treat them with equality if we must advance as a society. So what is our solution? We have a mobile cinema project where we use film because many people are very audiovisual. We like to watch films, we like to engage with films, so we use films. We go to a community, develop get some of the problems, develop a script, make a film, go to other communities, and sometimes the community we went to show these films and have the conversation that we need to have. Sometimes our script development process includes, just walking through the process. What are the problems? What are the solutions? How do people view it? So that we are not just writing from our point of view, but from the point of view of everyone who matters in the conversation. Yes, and for some films, we are able to, at that point there, it's a film on period poverty where we actually taught the women how to make reusable pads. And it started with the actors. The actors themselves didn't even know of reusable pads, and we had to, teach them how to make it. And the film talks about this entire process. So we make the films and we show people that these things are possible. After we do that, we now have a screening. In this screening, like a room that's very similar to this, we have a small group of people, we show the film, everybody watches the film, and next thing you know, we have conversations, we ask questions, we ask you what what did you take from this? What did you believe in this? And these are some of the screenings we've had. So far, we have 6 films that we have made. We have 2 more to go this year. We've handled mental health and consent, period poverty, maternal and child death. And, you know, we show people and people just come in, watch the film. And after we watch the film, we have a survey and ask you certain pertinent questions that ask whether you would change your perspective about things. We also have discussions with the people and talk about all the angles that the film addresses. So in the next slide, we'll see how some people's perceptions changed when they had these conversations. I'm usually a talker, and the fact that I am pausing is surprising to me. Okay, so in some instances, we had as much as 70% change in perspective concerning the topic that was handled in the film. And in some instances, we had 100% where people said, you know what, schools should provide sanitary pads. And that was through the screening of the film on period poverty and shame. So our growth is that, you know, we've been working mostly online until 2 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago. We were just doing social media things and putting our content online. We were reaching a lot of people, but we wanted to reach people in our communities. So we started the screenings at festivals, hosting our own screenings, going to communities to screen. And our goal is to reach more people, go to schools, communities across Africa, in the Caribbean, and some other places where there are Black people. Our ask basically is to say we have reached about 1 million people online and in person. In person, you know, small number, about 600 or thereabout, and online we've reached a little over 1 million people. But the thing is, it's good to reach these people online, but we want to build a community in person. So we want to be able to get, say, 500,000 people reached in the next 5 years, and then reach over 2 million, over 20 million people online. So our ask to you is to tell us how we can work together to tell African stories that can change our perspective so that we see ourselves as the full, complete humans that we are, and we're able to improve our continent, improve our people, and grow away from the trauma that built us to be who we are. Thank you.